everyone, I've decided to try doing the Clan January challenge again. This time with one of the clans that borders Rosemaryclan, Fogclan. If you haven't watched me go over Rosemaryclan, you don't have to understand this video, but it does provide a bit of context for how I go about this. There's a link in the description if you want to watch that. Anyway, on to Fogclan. They're resigned and unpleasant. First up is Mudstar, Fogclan's first leader. Mudstar is a very no-nonsense kind of cat. She wants order in her clan and expects her cats to follow her without question. She also considers her clan to be the best clan, and will not hesitate to go into battle with another clan for any reason, as long as she believes she will win. She has a son, and however, she did only the bare minimum raising him. He was mostly raised by her ex-mate Hollyhart, whom she is not on good terms with at all. Design-wise, I wanted her design to look like mud splotches. I also made her feet and tail look like they were dipped in mud as well. I thought it looked neat. Anyway, that's Mudstar. Next up is Burnhamfur. Burnhamfur was chosen to be deputy because of her skill in organizing and her ability to know basically everything that's going on in the clan. She is crazy good at reading her clanmates and cats from other clans as well. Burnhamfur spends most of her time organizing patrols as well as going on patrols or doing other duties around the clan or for Mudstar. In her opinion, kits and a mate are a waste of time, although she does enjoy Thistle company on patrols and often goes on dawn patrols with him. They both like to discuss clan matters and such. Burnhamfur doesn't really care for her sisters and only thinks of them as clanmates and nothing more. But that doesn't matter to Burnhamfur. As long as a cat is loyal to Fogclan, she doesn't mind who they are or where they came from. Anyway, that's Burnhamfur. Next up is Rabbitfang, the medicine cat of Fogclan. Rabbitfang hasn't been the sole medicine cat of Fogclan for very long. Her mentor died fairly recently and she's having a hard time adjusting without them. Rabbitfang rarely speaks to Mudstar about anything if she can help it, especially signs from StarClan. If Rabbitfang can't figure out exactly what something means, Mudstar will interpret it as a reason to go into battle with the other clans. Rabbitfang really doesn't want to have to do more work than she has to, so she keeps to herself. She's also just a bit intimidated by Mudstar and would rather only talk to her when Mudstar is the one starting the conversation. When that happens, Rabbitfang will respond as politely as she can. Rabbitfang isn't very close with her mother anymore. Her mother, Plumstream, expects so much of her, and Rabbitfang really doesn't want to deal with that kind of pressure. For Rabbitfang's design, I wanted her to be rabbity, so I gave her a short tail and long ears, and just some markings because I thought they looked cute. Anyways, that's Rabbitfang! Next is Thistle. Thistle is a very hardworking warrior of the clan, despite some trouble he has with some of its members. He has a skin condition that's slowly causing him to go bald. When he was a kid, he had a full pelt of fur, but now it's thinned quite a bit. He doesn't let this stop him, and he keeps moving forward, no matter how much fur he has, although he is a bit upset about it. He is very angry with his brother for having the perfect little life while he's slowly balding. The only cat Thistle spends a considerable amount of time with is Burnhamfur. He knows that she will never be interested in being mates, but he's content with her friendship. I really didn't know how to go about designing this cat. I've never drawn a hairless cat before, and drawing a sparse-haired cat was not any easier. So I just kinda put fur in some places and made the fur kinda wild. I also gave him fur in his ears because his name is Thistle after all. Anyway, that's Thistle. Cluckaweer is next, and he is a very versatile warrior of Fogclan. He's the kind of cat that can do pretty much anything, a jack-of-all-trades kind of cat. This is partly why he is with Bihar, who has a knack for fixing up dents and finding solutions to little problems around camp. He is very close to her, and she is close to him. He is a little unsure about being a father, though. He wants to be a better father to his future kids than his father was to him and his brother. He just doesn't really know how. The only thing he isn't good at. At least, not yet. Cluckaweer doesn't understand why his brother has to be so huffy at him all the time. So what if he doesn't have fur? Why does that matter so much? And why is he so sad that he doesn't have a mate and Cluckaweer does? He's close to the deputy for StarClan's sake. Why doesn't he just make up with Cluckaweer already? Cluckaweer has voiced his concerns to his brother, but that only seemed to make their relationship worse for some reason. For Cluckaweer's design, I based him off a Cluckabird, which is why he looks like how he does. Look up a Cluckabird and you'll understand. Anyway, that's Cluckaweer. Next is Plumstream, and Plumstream is a bit full of herself. She is clearly the prettiest cat in the clan and the best. She has a daughter named Rabbitfang, and she doesn't really get why Rabbitfang is avoiding her. Plumstream just wants her daughter to be the best she can. What's wrong with that? Rabbitfang's probably just stressed about being the only medicine cat. She'll get over it and come back to Plumstream. Plumstream is very close with Spidertail, and they go on walks together all of the time, just to talk. They love to gossip about their clanmates and the other clans. They also like to play a little game where they guess how long it'll take for Mudstar to attack another clan. Whoever is closest wins, and whoever loses has to do some sort of challenge that they come up with at the beginning of the bet. An example of some past challenges were sleeping outside of the den for a night and catching prey for the winning cat. Anyway, that's Plumstream. Next is Nightberry. Nightberry is a very reliable cat. She is always there for patrols and small tasks like watching kits, helping to gather herbs, and even spying on other clans, a task that Mudstar likes to give her. Nightberry, being a black cat, is practically invisible at night, which gives her a bit of an advantage. She doesn't mind doing this task and has only been caught once, and she managed to get away before they were able to recognize her. Nightberry gets along very well with her sister Spidertail, although she can't understand why Spidertail is friends with Plumstream, who Nightberry finds repulsive. Nightberry also enjoys the company of her friend Bihar, although lately she feels like a bit of a third wheel around Bihar and her mate Cluckuear, who's made it very clear he's only tolerating her presence because Bihar likes her. Nightberry's close ones have bad taste in friends, in Nightberry's opinions. Luckily, Nightberry has been able to jolt her time in her apprentice, so at the moment, she's in less need of company. Anyway, that's Nightberry. Next up is Skipperblaze. Skipperblaze is a very eccentric cat. He knows he's the best because his mother's the leader of the clan, and she probably knows it too. She did give him the name Blaze, after all, which is much better than being called Skipper Ear or Skipper Face or something like that. He is friends with Raventhroat and Cormorantface, some of the coolest cats in the clan, other than himself and his mother, of course. They find all sorts of fun things to do, and Skipperblaze loves getting into mischief with them, as long as they aren't caught. They weren't apprentices together, as Skipperblaze is older than them, but Skipperblaze wishes that they were, and that he had been able to join them on their adventures from the start. Skipperblaze was a very fun cat to design, because, like his mother, I went crazy with the blaze and gave him lots of flame-like markings. Anyways, that's Skipperblaze. Raventhroat is up next, and he is always up to no good. He and his sister Cormorantface always come up with the best plans to mess with the older warriors. They are a chaotic duo that the whole clan is pretty much done with, all except Skipperblaze, who, despite his mother being Mudstar, seems to always be down to do anything with the two of them. Raventhroat was a bit cautious at first, in case Skipperblaze was just trying to spy on Raventhroat and Cormorantface just to get them in trouble. But Raventhroat realized that it wasn't the case, and gladly included Skipperblaze on their plans. He even started developing a bit of a crush on the enthusiastic Tom. Raventhroat was happy to have Skipperblaze and Cormorantface, and is happy to have another recruit for chaos. For Raventhroat's design, I wanted him to have a reason to be called Raventhroat, so I gave him some scars there. Anyway, that's Raventhroat. Up next is Cormorantface. Cormorantface is the other member of her and her brother's chaotic duo, or now trio. Cormorantface isn't afraid of getting in trouble with the clan or even Mudstar. She just wants to be able to have fun, make some warriors mad, and stir up chaos in the otherwise boring camp. Thistle was her mentor, and he was a pain in the tail. He wanted everything to be perfect, and for her to do everything she was told. Needless to say, she just had to make life a little bit more interesting, and Raventhroat agreed. When they finally became warriors, which was probably partly because Thistle was tired of her, she was finally ready to be free and live how she wanted to. Cormorantface is described as a black cat, but with a name like Cormorantface, I just had to give her a face marking. So I gave her a gray marking on her face, which also somewhat fits the bird part of her name too. Anyway, that's Cormorantface. Next up is Plumpaw. Plumpaw was adopted by Spidertail when she was a very young kit. She doesn't remember anything but being a part of Fogclan. Cormorantface and Raventhroat were a little older, so they remember a time without her. Plumpaw started her apprenticeship later than Cormorantface and Raventhroat, and they asked her to join them in their little stunts, but Plumpaw was too afraid of getting in trouble. They asked her a couple times, but stopped because she always refused. Plumpaw really wants to hang out with them, but she just doesn't want to do things that would get her in trouble. Her mentor Nightberry tells her that she did the right thing by refusing. Plumpaw is a little unsure about that. Plumpaw tried to look really hard so she could at least become a warrior alongside her siblings, but they became warriors first, and she's still stuck as an apprentice, and now she feels even further away from them. Now they even have a new friend. They don't need or want her anymore. Design-wise, I made her slightly pinker to be closer to the color of a plum, and gave her a half-tail because I thought it was cute. Anyway, that's Plumpaw. Next is Bihar. Bihar is the clan's fixer whenever dens or camp walls get damaged in any way. Fogclan's territory has quite a few rivers and one pretty big one close to camp, so sometimes it'll flood and damage the camp a little bit. Luckily, Bihar and Cluckuear are always on top of repairs together. They both have recently also decided to have kids together. The kids aren't due for about a moon, but Bihar is very excited to have them. She moved to the nursery where Spidertail is currently, and they've been talking a lot because of it and becoming pretty close. For Bihar's design, I wanted to make her stripes a little darker than I normally would, and give her a splotch in her chest that somewhat looks like a heart. I just had to make her design match her name after all. Anyway, that's Bihar. Spidertail is up next. Spidertail is expecting her second litter of kits, and no one in the clan knows who the father is. Not even Plumstream. When she had her first litter of kits, Mudstar asked her, but not even Mudstar wants to push for the father's name and risk the wrath of Spidertail. Spidertail simply stated they are her kits, and they will be part of the clan, and it doesn't matter who the father is. After a while, Spidertail found a newborn kitten alone in Fogclan territory. At least, that's what she claimed. She named the kit Plumkit because of one of the bets that Spidertail likes to do with Plumstream was to name your next kit after the winning cat, and Plumstream won. Spidertail finds Raventhroat and Cormorantface's antics to be very funny, and doesn't try to stop them at all. She just tells them not to bother certain cats, including herself. Most of the clan assumed that Spidertail's second litter will most likely have the same father as the first, and although no one will ask her, they are very curious. Anyway, that's Spidertail. Next up is Hollyhart. Hollyhart is the clan's newest elder, although he is the age of a senior warrior. He wouldn't have normally retired yet, but recently he was in a fox attack, and during it he damaged his leg. Rabbitfang was unable to fully heal it, and Hollyhart was left with a permanent injury. He is pretty sure he'll be able to do warrior duties eventually. He just needs to get used to his leg. The real reason he is in the Elder's Den is because he's pretty sure that his ex-mate Mudstar had something to do with the fox attack, and he's pretty sure it was supposed to kill him rather than just wound him. For now, the Elder's Den is the safest place for him. At least, that's what he thinks. He might not be able to be an official warrior again, but now he'll be able to recover and keep peace, and keep an eye on Mudstar. Anyway, that's Hollyhart. Next is Falconface. Falconface is the father of Thistle and Cluckuear. His mate has been in StarClan for a while now, and he's ready to join her. He's been a dedicated and loyal warrior to Fogclan for a long time. He's battle-scarred and even blind in one eye. He's his clan's grumpy elder who liked the good old days, before all these ungrateful younger warriors were born, and before Mudstar was leader. He is proud of his sons, one of which is a skilled warrior about to have kids of his own. The other has a good chance of becoming deputy after Mudstar finally goes. Falconface is pleased that his sons are so successful. He must have raised them right, even if they don't visit him very much in the Elder's Den. Must be too busy with their lives. For Falconface's design, I wanted to give him something on his face, but I already did face markings for two other cats that aren't even related to him, so I just gave him some scars there. Anyway, that's Falconface. Lastly, we have the oldest cat in Fogclan, Snowface. Snowface has been around a very long time, and is the oldest cat in clan territory. She has all sorts of stories that she tells to the clan's young. Each story changes every time it's told, so you never know what to expect. No one knows if the stories are completely made up or have hints of truth in them. Snowface herself might not even know anymore. Snowface is getting a little forgetful these days, and doesn't really leave the Elder's Den, but she's content living in Fogclan until StarClan's ready for her. For her design, I just made her a white cat with a marking on her face. And that's the end. I had a great time doing this again. Fogclan was so different from Rosemaryclan, and I didn't want any repeating character traits, so it was fun. I hope you enjoyed listening about these cats and watching me draw them. Goodbye, everyone!